Okay, so you know how everyone and their brothers out here trying to sell us that easy money online dream, right?
Right.
Well, the video we're diving into this time claims it's cracked the code,
Uh-huh.
selling digital products and building community through this platform called Skool.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure you've seen the ads too.
Oh, yeah.
Like $70 K a month on autopilot.
Wild stuff.
So today, let's unpack this whole Skool thing.
Yeah.
See if it's the real deal or just another one of those get-rich-quick schemes. What do you think?
Well, it's true that passive income is pretty much the dream, right?
Oh, yeah.
But this is where we got to be smart about it, really think critically.
No, but...
Because the video, it throws around this phrase recurring revenue a lot, which, yeah, that's what we're all after with the subscription model, right?
Yeah.
But they kind of skip over how much actual work goes into keeping that passive income flowing.
Right, right. Like, is it actually hands-off, or are we talking constant content? And then you got to engage with the community and customer support, all that.
Exactly. Is it actually passive, or are you working 24/7?
Right. And then they hit you with the whole leaderboard thing, showing off the top earners on Skool. Which, okay, classic marketing tactic, right?
Yeah.
Social proof showing it's possible to make bank, getting you thinking, well, if they can do it.
Maybe I can too.
Exactly. But how often do those top earners, those top 1%ers, actually reflect what the average person's going to experience?
That's the question. What's interesting to me is how much this taps into our desire to compare ourselves to others.
Oh, for sure.
Leaderboards, they're designed to highlight the outliers.
Of course.
Not the average Joe. And sure, they can be motivating, but it also gives you a skewed version of what's actually achievable for most people.
Right.
So are these Skool superstars the norm, or just carefully chosen examples for the sales pitch?
It makes you wonder. Okay, but let's say, for argument's sake, that there are people making money with this Skool thing.
Okay.
How does it even work?
Yeah.
The source lays out their model.
Yeah.
You start with a free community, build trust, establish yourself as an expert, all that.
Right.
And then you offer paid courses, premium access, that sort of thing.
And that right there, that's a classic online business funnel. It's not unique to Skool or anything.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you see it everywhere. Online email lists, high-ticket coaching, all sorts of stuff. It's about showing people what you bring to the table, providing value up front, building that relationship before you even mention selling anything.
Makes sense.
Got to nurture that relationship first.
So they gave this example of a community called Online Business Friends. And the guy running it makes money in two ways. Selling digital products within the free community,
Okay.
which is a smaller chunk of his income.
Right, right.
And then the bulk of his revenue comes from a separate paid community
I see.
with exclusive content and all that.
And that is an important distinction to make. Understanding this free to paid funnel,
Yeah.
it's valuable even if you're not trying to build a Skool community.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It helps you look at any online business model with a critical eye.
How so?
Well, think about it. Where have you come across this model yourself? And did it work on you? Did it make you want to buy something?
Oh, man. It's everywhere once you start to notice it.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is where the source gets into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
And this is where it gets kind of interesting. They're really pushing this minimum viable product idea,
MVP.
right? The MVP. Don't overthink it. Just get something out there, even if it's simple, and build from there. What do you make of that?
That's a really good point, actually, because that's a big decision for anyone trying to build something online.
It is.
Now, with faceless channels, it's all about the content, right? Doesn't matter who is behind it. And those can blow up super fast. Like all those channels with the calming voiceovers and stock footage.
Oh, yeah.
They're everywhere. The upside is you can outsource all the creation, even automate some of it.
Right.
But, and this is a big but, you risk losing that personal touch.
Yeah.
You know, that know, like, and trust factor. And that's huge for building a community that actually sticks around.
100%. And then you've got the opposite approach with the personal brand channels where it's all about the creator.
Right, right. It's all about building that direct connection with your audience.
Yeah.
And that lets you position yourself as the expert, the go-to person in your niche.
I see.
People buy into you, your story, your knowledge, all of it.
Makes sense.
And that usually means better engagement, people sticking around longer, becoming loyal, you know.
Yeah.
But the downside is it's a much bigger time commitment. You're the face, the voice, the content machine, even the community manager sometimes.
It's a lot.
It is. It's a long game for sure.
So it's like, do you want to blow up fast or build something more sustainable. Okay, and this goes back to that unicorn twist thing the source keeps mentioning.
Right.
They gave the example of the online business friends thing,
Yeah.
but I don't really get what makes that a unicorn. It just sounds like every other online business community out there. What am I missing?
You've hit on a really important point that a lot of people miss.
Okay.
It's not enough to just pick your lane, your niche,
Right.
The unicorn twist is all about finding that special sauce, that thing that makes your community different from all the rest.
I like that, the special sauce.
Right. Like in the case of this online business friends thing, maybe it's the way he teaches, or some unique feature of the community could even be his personal story.
Yeah.
Or even just a really catchy name, you never know.
Yeah.
It's about figuring out what makes you stand out and then shouting it from the rooftops.
Don't be afraid to be different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about actually finding a unicorn.
Yeah.
It's about finding the magic in what makes you you.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay.
And that uniqueness should inform everything you do, from the content you create to how you get the word out to even what platforms you use.
Right.
Speaking of platforms, we've been talking a lot about YouTube, but it's not the be-all and end-all.
Oh, for sure. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Exactly. It's worth exploring other avenues where your people hang out, relevant Facebook groups, online forums, team up with other creators.
For promotion, yeah.
Right. Diversifying your reach is huge if you're playing the long game. Now, beyond traffic, the source also talks about content creation.
Right.
Really emphasizing keeping things simple, especially when you're first starting out.
Right.
Simple but good,
Yeah, they were even suggesting starting with just basic slides,
Yeah.
like PowerPoint style.
Exactly.
To get your point across, which feels a little counterintuitive these days, right?
Yeah.
With all the fancy online courses and everything.
It does. But here's the thing. Clarity always beats complexity,
True.
especially when you're just starting out.
Okay.
Your focus should be on delivering valuable information in a way that's easy to digest, easy to apply.
Actionable.
Exactly. Don't get bogged down with all the fancy production stuff in the beginning.
Substance over style.
100%. Your expertise, your teaching, the value you provide, that's what really matters. And then once you've built a solid foundation, you can always invest in making things look super slick later on.
Right. Level up. Okay. That makes sense. They also mentioned turning those Q&A sessions with your audience
Oh, yeah.
into mini courses, like kill two birds with one stone, giving your audience what they want, A&D creating content for future products.
Smart. Repurposing content is so key, especially if you're busy running your own thing.
Oh, for sure.
Those Q&A sessions are gold mines.
Yeah.
Packed with insights into what your audience actually struggles with, what they need.
It's all right there.
Exactly. By answering their specific questions, you're not just creating content. You're showing them, hey, I hear you. I understand your problems. I want you to succeed.
Love that.
Yeah.
So it's not just about throwing information out there. It's about connection.
Exactly.
I like that a lot. Okay, and speaking of addressing what people need, the source talks about building a killer sales page and video for your paid community.
Right.
Even gives this whole framework for structuring your pitch. Was there anything in particular they highlighted that stood out to you?
They really hammered home the importance of nailing your value proposition.
Oh, interesting.
Like, what problem are you solving for your people?
Right.
What can members realistically expect to achieve?
Yeah.
Why should they choose your community over all the others out there?
So many questions.
Right. And these are things you need to answer clearly, convincingly. No fluff.
No BS. It's about selling the transformation, the outcome, not just the features, right?
100%. And that transformation has to be good, so good that it blows any objections they might have right out of the water.
Totally. So how do you address those objections, those hesitation that people have?
You got to get ahead of it.
Oh, yeah.
Anticipate their concerns and hit them head on with proof, testimonials, a strong guarantee.
Love it.
That kind of thing.
So smart.
The source also mentions using a bit of scarcity.
Oh, interesting. Like limited time offers, limited spots.
Exactly, to create that fear of missing out feeling.
Yeah. What do you think about those tactics? I can see how they could work, but I'd be careful about not overdoing it,
Totally agree. It's a fine line between creating a sense of urgency and being overly pushy.
Right.
Which can backfire.
Totally. You'll lose people's trust.
Exactly. And trust is everything. Your main focus should always be on that. Building trust, providing genuine value, no gimmicks.
Love that. Okay, so before we move on, they briefly touched on affiliate marketing as another way to generate income within Skool.
Oh, right.
Have you seen that model used effectively? Any pitfalls to watch out for?
For sure.
Because they gave that example of suggesting tools and resources to your free community.
Yeah.
And earning a thread if someone buys through your link, which makes sense.
It does.
As long as you're actually recommending stuff you believe in, that actually brings value to your audience, right?
100%. You have to be transparent, though. Your audience needs to know you're getting a commission if they buy through your link.
Yeah. Otherwise, it feels a little shady, right?
Exactly. Otherwise, you risk losing their trust, which is the last thing you want.
Right. It all comes back to trust.
Oh, yeah.
And they kept coming back to this idea of authenticity.
Right.
Being genuine in your content, your teaching style, your marketing, all of it.
People can sniff out a fake from a mile away.
Oh, yeah.
Authenticity builds trust.
Totally.
And trust, like we've been saying, is the name of the game.
It's the foundation for everything.
It really is.
Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here. From the ins and outs of the Skool platform itself to the bigger picture of building a successful online business. And it sounds like the platform is really just that, a platform,
That's it.
a tool. Success ultimately hinges on knowing your audience, giving them what they need, building actual relationships.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
The source does a decent job of explaining the how-to of Skool, the nuts and bolts.
Right.
But it's those core principles of online business, finding your people, getting them on board, crafting an offer that's irresistible.
Yeah.
Those are the things that'll make or break you.
At the end of the day.
Exactly.
And that brings us to our concluding thoughts on Skool. What's the one thing you really want our listeners to take away from today's deep dive?
It's easy to get caught up in the weeds, you know?
Oh, totally. All the technical stuff, the platform, the algorithms.
Right. But at the end of the day, what it really comes down to, whether you're using Skool or something else entirely, is human connection.
Yeah.
That's what makes or breaks an online business.
So it's not about the tech, it's about the people.
Exactly. It's about seeing a need, offering something truly valuable, and bringing people together around that.
Building a community, a tribe.
Yes. And the source talks about finding your unicorn twist.
Right, that special something.
Right, but it doesn't have to be this big revolutionary thing.
Okay.
It could be as simple as bringing your own unique perspective to the table, you know?
So just be yourself, be unique.
Exactly. Be you, but amplified. Now, they also talked about building a community around your niche.
Right.
But what if your thing doesn't fit neatly into one box?
Interesting.
What if you're passionate about multiple things? Or you want to blend different fields together?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to do that, to break the mold.
That's really interesting. I like that. So if someone out there is thinking about taking the leap, diving into this world of digital products and online communities, what's the one piece of advice we can give them? What's the most important thing?
Focus on giving real, tangible value. That's it.
Don't get lost in the hype.
Exactly. Forget the shortcuts, the get-rich-quick schemes. Put in the work, understand your people, create amazing content, build real relationships. That's how you build something that lasts.
So the old-fashioned way still works, even online.
100%. Hard work, dedication, really caring about your audience.
Love it.
And remember, this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon, you know? There will be bumps in the road, challenges, maybe even some self-doubt. But if you love what you do and you're committed to showing up and serving your audience, you will find your people and build a business you're proud of.
Now, those are words to live by. We've gone deep on Skool today, from the features to the big picture strategies for success. Whether you're just starting out or you've been at it for a while, we hope this deep dive has given you some things to think about and some practical tips to put into action. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.